All right, so we're live. Welcome. We are live from Crusaders of the Resistance headquarters. I am King Nico. It is Thursday, February the 1st, 2024. The year is already flying by. I believe we're just a week away from Super Bowl. So we're going to be talking about everyone's favorite person in the whole world today, Miss Taylor Swift, who you can see here sporting the Kansas City Chiefs jersey because they're in their fourth Super Bowl, I believe, in the last 5 years. Crazy. So Taylor Swift, what are we going to do? We got to talk about Taylor Swift. I don't know if any of you have seen or noticed anything strange to do with Taylor Swift. Yeah, you see a lot of Taylor Swift on the TV and the magazines during the NFL football game and probably at the Super Bowl next week. So why is Taylor Swift everywhere? We're not going to talk about talent or anything, but we're going to look at some of the things that Taylor Swift's put out and see where Taylor's allegiance lies, right? And why this character is being pushed so much, so far, everywhere. Okay. So I don't know if you know, it's a 2-year anniversary now for the Freedom Convoy. I was there, and it's a year anniversary from all the drag shows I was a part of. So yeah, I'm pretty well versed and aware of drag queens and what they look like and how they present themselves, right? So I'm going to bring up some things here. Okay, first of all, I was just looking at the name Taylor because Taylor is a unisex name, usually for boys. So there's, and then Taylor's middle name is Allison. So there's the son, and the last name Swift. Okay, so very famous. Just a quick, easy search. You can see what Taylor's been a part of in the last couple of years. Shot to complete ultimate stardom. So I typed in any Google search, Taylor Swift, satanic, and you can see all her concerts that have been very blasphemous with snakes and serpents and devil costumes, all the usual tricks of the trade that you'd find from someone that sold their soul to Satan, right? You see some pictures of Taylor here compared with Zena LaVey. So Zena LaVey is a Satanist and the high priestess of the Satanic Church. Zena's father, Anton LaVey, is the founding father of the Satanic Church. And you can see there is an uncanny resemblance from the hair to the face, very similar. I believe Xena is still alive. Goes by the name Xena Shrek. So Xena Galatea Shrek, or Nee LaVey, known professionally by her anonymous artist name Xena, is a Berlin-based American visual and musical artist. Okay, musical, right? A musical artist, just like Taylor Swift. Author and the spiritual leader of the Sethian Liberation Movement, which she founded in 2002. Xena was raised within the Church of Satan and came to international prominence early in life as the organization's first spokesperson. Okay, so a musician. So obviously they're genetically connected, either a clone, because obviously being the daughter of the founding father of the Satanic Church would have access, as you know, with all celebrities and Hollywood and billionaires. So I believe if she wanted a clone, she'd clone herself and ask to be the biggest pop star in the world. So possibly Xena's clone is living out her dream. Just a quick look at the skeletal system here, male and female. I'll get back into that in a second, but clearly the structure of a male is completely different to the structure of a female. and the way the bones are angled, the sizes from the shoulders, the clavicle, size of the arms, the pelvis, because women have to give birth. I don't have to remind you guys that, but Taylor Swift cannot give birth. Katie's here. Katie says Taylor's my middle name as well. So Katie has the unisex name like Taylor Swift. All right, so I want to show you this video here. It's on BitChute because this kind of research and investigations I've been doing for a long time now. Like I said, I'm very known within the drag movement, which for some reason I can't find. I had it all up here. So here it is. So if you can just go on Google, type in drag protest, King Nico, and you'll find stories from Ottawa, Toronto, Thorold, Peterborough. So I was known. One of the main players in the anti-drag movement is Nico King. Sodomites. He can be heard yelling in a YouTube video as he is cuffed and led away while protesting earlier this year at a drag story time in Ottawa. Okay. Taylor Swift. I want to play some of this video here.
All right, today I'm going to talk about the new Taylor Swift video, propaganda and the symbolism and the individual itself. So the very first thing we see is a quote from Cher, which says, "Mom, I am a rich man."
My mom said to me, "You know, sweetheart, one day you should settle down and marry a rich man." And I said, "Mom, I am a rich man."
And it also has all kinds of trannies. This is tranny propaganda, androgynous alchemy propaganda, Masonic, Kabbalistic propaganda. The trannies are taking over the world. You need to calm down. There's the tattoo with butterflies and a serpent and the muscular back. Taylor hanging out with some drag queens. Basically, this whole video is just a big trans fest. But if you think about it, all videos really are, right? This one's just a bit more open than usual. So they're coming out. It's a very transpocalyptic video. There's Laverne Cox. All right. And there's some, now I forget this guy's name, but he puts on dresses at all these award shows and stuff. It's just some dude dressing up like a woman. You know what I mean?
Okay. So this is a music video. I think, what's it called? Calm Down. Very pro LGBT. Oh, so there's the Christians. Very trashy looking. Adam and Eve, not Adam and Steve. So they always mock and put down the Christians. And then they're showing your Freemason checkerboards, all your drag queens. Unbelievable. That one looks like Adele. That one looks like Sia, Serena Williams. See, they're showing you in the video signs and symbols, right? Who the famous drag queens are, and it's all of them. So I apologize. This is Mr. E. His language is pretty vulgar.
The act will legislate turning children into androgynes, all right? It will sterilize and essentially destroy the human race, okay? And that's what they're trying to do right now. Taylor Swift pushes for Equality Act in new pro-LGBT music video. And look at the symbolism right there. Now, Taylor Swift has openly admitted to using symbolism, which he calls Easter eggs. And right here at the beginning of the video, it's the point within the circle. Let's see what that means. All right, so this is the book called The Symbolism of Freemasonry by Albert G. Mackey, written in 1882. The point within a circle is another symbol of great importance in Freemasonry. All the deities of pagan antiquity, however numerous they may be, can always be reduced to two different forms of the generative principle, the active or male and the passive or female. Hence, the gods were always arranged in pairs as Jupiter, Juno, Bacchus, Venus, Osiris, Isis. But the ancients went further, believing the procreative and productive powers of nature might be conceived to exist in the same individual. They made the older of their deities hermaphrodite and used the term whatever, or man virgin, to denote the union of the two sexes in the same divine person.
The Baphomet.
This union was symbolized by different ways, but principally by the point within the circle, the tranny in the swimming pool. Well, there's the Adam's apple on the Ellen show. Any questions? Any burning questions? Kind of like 9/11, right? It looked like a plane flew through a glass building. Well, that building was not made of glass. It was made of steel. Underneath the glass was steel that you couldn't really see. Underneath.
So yeah, we're going to get more into the structure here, which is why I was showing you the skeletal system of male and female, because Taylor here has a very wide masculine neck, very wide shoulders, wider than the hips, very broad, wide back, constant pictures and footage of Taylor with an Adam's apple.
Picture of men and women. We could show this in photographs. It's called photographic evidence, which is admissible into the court of law. This is called photographic evidence, and I'm doing something called forensic analysis. This person right here, male bone structure. Look at the shoulders, look at the torso, look at the skull. All right. It's just so tedious for me to sit here and explain this stuff when it's so obvious. All right. That's male bone structure. Just look at the pictures. All right. Which one does it look like? Which one does it resemble? Oh, but it can't be a man because it's wearing a dress. Well, my photographs prove this person has male bone structure, right? No hips, right? Look at that. Just normal male hips. You can get kind of a slight curve on a male body like this. I mean, come on, look at the hips, all right? Hips are the gold standard of forensic anthropology, all right? Forensic analysis. There's no hips there, all right? Look at the hip to shoulder ratio. Look at the skull. Look at the torso. Look at the placement of the navel compared to the hips. All right. The whole thing. All right. All right. That's a dude in drag. All right. That's a dude with makeup. Well, it's an instinct as well, right? I have an instinct towards real females, and it kind of goes haywire when you look at a tranny. It's like, whoa, it kind of looks like a female, but something ain't right. A lot of people just don't know what a tranny looks like, right? It looks like this.
Yeah. Okay. So we went the waist, the hips, the shoulders, very, very tall. I've never seen this Taylor person in real life, but from what I hear, this person's my height, 6 foot or 5'11", maybe an inch shorter. Don't let the makeup and the long hair deceive you.
Very masculine, right? Look at that male skull, but it's airbrushed with makeup. And they give these people something called FFS, facial feminization surgery. The forehead down to the nose, even down to the chin. That's all feminized, smoothed out, reduced. Now, it seems like they forgot to do it there. Well, even Katy Perry may have done a bit of things on the nose there, but still has that massive brow bone. It's called deception. There's 2 layers. There's the first layer of makeup, and underneath that is a male skull. And if you can't see that, I can't help you. Just continue being deceived. You can even see the Adam's apple there on this thing right here. His body is a wonderland. Look at that male jaw. It's a boy who's been feminized. May have been a handsome boy, right? A handsome young man will turn into someone who looks kind of like an attractive female if you feminize the skull. All right, that's what's going on. More occult symbolism. All right, but look at that overall. It's very large bone structure in the face, but the makeup is very precise and very well done. And there's tons of makeup. Wearing a mask. Now there's Chelsea Manning. Looks kind of similar, right? But Chelsea Manning is not pretending to be.
Yeah. So, I'm not saying that Taylor's out there selling their soul and doing this. Most likely was born into it, right? Like I said, possibly direct connection to Xena LaVey, a clone, something, right? They're all connected, right? And yeah, was born a boy and just was instantly had no choice, right? They have no choice, but it's up to them once they realize, or if they ever get to, because they live a life. They don't hang out with us normal people, right? They're constantly around. Look how tall that person is. That's crazy. They're constantly around other Baphomets. Constantly, all these girls here are all Baphomets.
the strength in the shoulders. It's all skinny and bony and lanky. It's all dolled up, prettied up. Where's the navel? Does Taylor not have a belly button? Oh, that's right. Taylor likes to wear the pants really high to cover up the navel, so you cannot compare the placement of the navel to the hips. Somewhat masculine photo. Now, I was trying to tell a friend of mine about this stuff, and he said the black and white photos are easier for him to spot because black and white kind of minimizes the effect of the makeup. Some people just can't see bone structure underneath the makeup. They're blinded largely by lust, right? Or some kind of, some people are just spiritually blinded, and there's nothing you can do.
So we mentioned FFS, which is facial feminization surgery. So they have these surgeons, they have the resources, the money, access to the best, right? So if male skulls, they have the brow ridge, right? So they can shave that down. They have a big jaw, they can shave it down, smoothen it. You have an Adam's apple, they can shave it down. It grows back, but they shave it down anyway, the cartilage. But certain things you can't shave down and change, right? You can't add hips. Yeah, you can get a Brazilian butt lift, which is why the Kardashians all started that, because they're all males trying to achieve this female form or this divine Baphomet thing, which is what they're practicing and worshiping. Like, look at this, when they're younger and before a lot of the surgery and the hormones.
An omelet, and I got this can I need opened. Yeah, there's a masculine photo right there. Probably would have been a handsome young man. But if you feminize the skull with facial feminization surgery, put makeup on it, female hairstyle, female clothes, get them to act like a woman and talk like a woman, right? They practice, they change the voice, no problem. Why would they do this? Well, it's their religion, all right? They believe an androgynous God created androgynous humans, and the fall of man was the separation of the sexes into two distinct sexes. The salvation of man is when the two sexes unite again. That's why there's all this talk of unity. That's why there's a transgender agenda. So this is when they're younger, right? A young boy, they're
Wow.
easily feminized because they haven't grown into.
Okay, let's pause that one there. See, oh, okay, it's got this big thing on the screen, but if you, let it cover up some of the things. Can you see the energy coming on? Yeah, look at the hair. Even male boys and girls' hair grows differently, right? If that was a real girl, the hair wouldn't be as thick. Yeah, I know some girls have thick. I had sisters with thick hair, but it's different, right? That's a boy right there.
Oh man, yet. There it is. Kind of looks like a totally different person, right? I mean, you don't know what that is. Is that a boy or a girl?
It looks like
I mean,
the
looks like a
Princess of
girl with the
Monaco.
hair. That's about it.
They all have the
Actually, looks very
same androgynous look.
Kind of the look they're looking for. Looks like an androgynous alien. And, it probably will tie into this ancient alien deception that we're all descendants of some kind of alien race that was androgynous at one point. Who knows what kind of thing they're going to tell us in the future about the aliens and all this stuff. But there's no aliens, they're demons. Cleft chin there, which doesn't seem to exist anymore, does it? Right?
Yeah,
right? So
got rid of that.
Trannies, look at the forensic evidence of the bone structure. You got the religion. You can find out all about their religion. Just look at the Kabbalah, Judaism.
Okay, see that symbol there? I'm going to talk about, see this symbol right up here? That's the Baphomet logo. That logo is in the Little Nas X, whatever video. I don't know the name of it, but it's the biblical video with the ark and the flooding of the world. But the ark and on him and when he's in heaven, that's the Baphomet logo. So it's a very inverted, blasphemous, satanic video, and that's the religion that they practice.
Alchemy, all this stuff. And then there's the propaganda and there's the agenda, which is what this music video is. It's one of the best examples of propaganda I've ever seen. For what? The Equality Act. So you got legislation as well. And of course, what happens if children grow up androgynous?
One big drag queen, right? Both of them, Ariana Grande as well.
To recreate us into their own image. All right. And the content of the music video that we're looking at today is telling us that they are all a bunch of trannies.
Okay, I'm going to pause it there because he does go off a bit, which is why he's been banned from YouTube, right? So it's been years, back way before the pandemic and anything, YouTube used to be really good. I got so much information here. You could, all these guys, everyone was, all the truthers were on YouTube until we all got kicked off and banned. I moved on to BitChutes and all the other places, but it's not the same. And I've noticed he's getting kicked off of BitChute too, right? So very foul mouth, very sensitive topic, right? These people, they don't like to be exposed, which is why the censorship and the bans, to keep that secret locked up, to keep the people under the spell, keep people going to the Taylor concert, and keep them buying the magazines and eating up the stories of Taylor and Travis Kelce and the NFL and Super Bowl. And it's just like, oh my God, the American dream, football and Taylor Swift, right? So let's get on to the next one, because there's so much to reveal on what and why this character is in everyone's face right now. No matter where you look and turn, it's the Taylor Swift show right now, right? You can't escape it.
Well, let's take another look at Taylor Swift just to see what's going on. I think I did a video.
Yeah, can't escape it. So why not just expose it for what it is? I didn't want to have to jump on and talk about this character because I don't really know anything about them too much. I just know it's just a drag queen like the rest of them. So let's get it over and done with.
One about a year ago. But take a look at it. You can see the Adam's apple there, pretty visible actually. You see the shadows kind of highlight the Adam's apple there, right? Now you don't always see it on this person, but I have a few photos here that you can see very prominently the Adam's apple, right? It's got the double pronged.
It's pretty clear.
Apple.
There's a lot of people that are not going to want to see it for what it really is.
There's like two.
There's a lot of people that are just going to turn a blind eye and be like, oh no, oh, my mom has that lump in her neck and she's not a drag queen, you know what I mean? And everyone's looking for excuses and trying to cover up and be like, oh, you know, oh, my girlfriend has an Adonis belt and she's a real girl, you know what I mean? So yeah,
two parts to it there. Well, there's another one with the Adam's apple. Yeah, see, that's pre-tracheal shave. Yeah, look at that male
see,
skull.
pre-tracheal shave, that's the surgery.
Right? That's all that's going on there. And probably a nose job even at that point. And there's another Adam's apple photo, man.
Wow,
you know,
very
usually
big
you
one.
don't even see the Adam's apple because they hide
bigger
it.
than my Adam's apple.
The younger tranny, the Adam's apple. And again, country western Adam's apple. Probably the most famous singer in the world right now, and for the last 5 years or more, maybe. There it is again, right? The shadows, man. Hey,
yep.
Got a little light and shade helping us out. See the face there, right? It's got lip.
Yep. Good evening, bro. How's everything going? Bam Bam Andrews is here today. Welcome. Yep. Just exposing this Taylor character. I'm guessing you've seen this person everywhere and can't seem to get rid of it. So let's just show everyone why. And Katie saying you have to be invert to be famous in Hollywood. Yeah, that's the secret. I found out almost 10 years now, and it's just, it makes so much sense. And then once you see it for what it is and stop idolizing, because I'm gonna admit I idolize so many of these celebrities, right? And it's you're blinded. You make excuses for them. You think you know them and that they're there for you and making this music for you and these movies because they care for you. It's ridiculous, right? Snap out of it.
Any possible way they can. And if they can't do that, they'll just put their hand on the hips to hide it, right? Like it's doing there. Look at the back there, man. Just something very masculine about that. Even that dude over there in the back, he's like, whoa, that's a tranny. I mean, what could it possibly be? There's two of them. They hang out in packs. It's the tranny wolf pack. Broad shoulders, right? Hand not just resting on the hips, but covering up the hips, okay? It's just like, oh, wait, someone's taking our photo. Quick, cover up the hips. It's not even a pose. It's just cover. It's a cover up. It's the Adonis belt cover up. Look at those massive hands, by the way.
Wow.
Should be covering up the hands. Forget about the hips. Tranny celebrities, man. They're all trannies. That's what makes them stand out. Makes them look different, right? They don't look like the girl next door. I don't have any trannies living next door. It's like, wow, Taylor Swift is so amazing, so special and unique. Well,
sorry, I'm trying to mute this.
It's a man pretending to be a woman. That's what makes.
Yeah, I want to mute it because I have a feeling he's going to get my video flagged. But just see it for what it is. You know, there's not an easy way of explaining this and showing this and saying, yep, this is true. But you just got to like, it's got to click, right? Like one of the first ones for me was obviously Michelle Obama, right? That was a big one. And I was like, what the hell? And then it kind of pushes you to look further and then you start seeing more and more. And especially if you got the Bible as your handbook for everything in life, it comes quicker and more natural, right? You start to see the signs that Jesus wants you to look for. Yeah, this person's going to be at the Super Bowl. All the signs and symbols are there with these two characters. It's just constant. It's just
people think this is the heart. I think this is actually the rebus, two-headed androgyne. Two things at once. And then we got the brother. And they make a big deal that he's shirtless, right? And shirtless is a bare chest. And it says beer shirt. And it's very similar to the word bereshit, the first words of the Hebrew Bible in the beginning. And that's representing Genesis.
Bereshit.
Gen, G-E-N, is where we get like genetic generation, all kinds of words. And it basically means something related to seed. So this is kind of representing the seed, a new creation, the bereshit. You see, there's no reason this person should not have a shirt on. It's like so it means something. It's symbolic of something. And then you got Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift is pointing up to heaven because these people think they're angels, the androgynous angels. There's the brother right behind Taylor. The shirtless brother's right there. And this brother plays for the Eagles. So he's the eagle. And of course, an eagle represents an angel, an Elohim, a divine being. And so we got the eagle eye. And this is the power behind Taylor Swift, the demonic entity who gives Taylor Swift his power. And there's the eye, right? The one eye in the middle as well. One eye, male and female. They're telling a story here. You got the bare-chested man, the bereshit. In the beginning, we came from heaven. We were androgynous, and we're coming back again. That's what this means here. This is the hand coming from heaven.
Yeah, okay, that's a lot to take in right now. Let me slow it down because there's a lot of rituals going on. And like he started off, you see all the headlines in the news talking about the brother and how he's shirtless and the beer, right? And how it ties in with the first words of the Hebrew Bible, right? Bereshit, right? So very sneaky, very coded, but it's there for those that can see it. I did not see this until I saw this video, right? And I'm just like, wow, it's everywhere. I just want it to go down already, right? I already know that the rituals are happening. I've shown you for the last 4 or 5 years now. And it's definitely we're in the thick of ritual season right now. Tomorrow is day 33 of 2024. Good evening, Ruth. Nice to see you this evening. I hope everything's well. How's everything? Yeah, what an eye opener, right? It's very evil, very satanic. Um, and it's just more evidence, more proof of Bible prophecy and that we're in the biblical end of days. We're in the end times. We're in the times where tribulation is around us. It's I don't believe it's 50 or 100 years or another millennium away. I believe we're here. We're that generation that's going to go through this trial and tribulation. So I'm trying to prepare. I've been preparing my whole life for this. And it's clearer more than ever. Apple Vision Pro is being released tomorrow. Lewis Hamilton announced today that he is leaving Mercedes F1 and joining Ferrari. This is huge in the sporting racing world. Anyone that follows Formula One and knows about Lewis Hamilton and his racing career, he's raced with Mercedes his whole Formula One career. And today, of all days, during ritual season, he decides he's going to leave early and cut his contract short and join Ferrari. Unbelievable. So there'll be more videos coming, more rituals. I'll be posting again tomorrow. Day 33. I'm sure there's going to be more news other than just Vision Pro being released. So let me see some of the decodes quickly. So we know that Super Bowl and Usher equals 666 in the reverse satanic cipher, right? Because Usher's going to be performing at the halftime. And if we put Super Bowl and Taylor Swift, we get 999. So we get upside down. So we go from 666 with Usher and we flip it and reverse it to 999 with Taylor Swift. So the numbers, the coding's there. We're in the devil's playground. And I'm not going to go through a whole show bringing up footage of Taylor Swift at concerts dressed as the devil and Satan and all that stuff. I'm just, we've all seen it. It's been very pushed and very well oversaturated, right?
Earth, to touch humanity, to merge with humanity. It's basically the Nephilim story or a possession story, an alien invasion story. It could be like the hand of God coming down, but it's the hand of the fallen angels actually coming down.
Yeah, everything's a show. Don't believe anything you see nowadays,
now, sometimes
especially this year.
But they touch. See, when we're touched by a spiritual being, it transforms
Mimo
us. Just like when we're
says
touched by
Grammys is
God,
on
the Holy Spirit, it changes
February
us.
4th,
So we see this
2024,
hand
and it's the
imagery, for
66, of
example,
course,
George
more
Harrison's album,
coding
living in the material world, right? So it's the
to tie
hand
in
of
with
the
this season.
spiritual entity coming to Earth to live in the material world. It's the demon coming to inhabit a body. I think even if you just touched an angel or met an angel or whatever, it's gonna affect you somehow. But if they're deliberate,
Yeah. So he goes on. You can go on BitChute. You won't find any of this stuff on YouTube, and it's still it's very slim and skimpy on the BitChute as well. So I want to show you one more thing. Trial. Let me see how I had it. Sorry, because I got one more decode that I thought was very interesting. Okay, it's Great Tribulation begins. So great, not just regular trial and tribulation, it's Great Tribulation. So when you put Great Tribulation begins, in both the satanic ciphers, forward and reverse, we get a very familiar 1018. And in the reverse, we get 1116, which is Mark of the Beast, right? That's the number that associates with 666 and Mark of the Beast. 1018, as in Luke 1018, I saw lightning fall from heaven, which is Satan. I saw Satan fall as a lightning bolt from heaven, Barack Obama. And there it is, 1018. So Great Tribulation begins. So I just thought that was interesting for anyone that follows those numbers and the decodes there. So these drag queens, how to spot them, right? The big wide shoulders. Taylor Swift, if it was really a girl, would have had smaller shoulders and a more wider hips. Definitely not probably 5'11". That's the structure of a male. Okay, story time in the devil from the Hamilton Spectator that was posted just while we're on the topic of drag queens, because I was there. So while drag queen Hexy Noir read a book to the delight of children and their parents at the Terryberry branch of the Hamilton Public Library, Nico Hines was horrified. There I am, posted from Ottawa during the occupation of the city that eventually resulted in the federal government using the Emergencies Act to end the weeks-long protest, which was illegal, which was just recent news. So it wasn't the story that unsettled him, rather. It was Noir's presence in women's clothing and the COVID protocols followed by the adults in the room. So as soon as she opened the book and started reading the story, I felt so uncomfortable. Hines said in an interview with The Spectator. Online, he goes by the alias King Nico on social media, where he promotes the protest, sells self-promoting swag, and pushes the baseless notion that the earth is flat and covered in a dome. So all of this is in the news. I just went really big with this thing. For what I know, I've been exposing these celebrities for the longest time now, from all the presidents and the royals and the first ladies, right? And they're all gender inverts, and why they're doing it and where it comes from. And there's so much to learn about this secret true religion of this satanic world, right? That Satan has a grasp on. And even more now because of artificial intelligence. And this is no joke. I think it was yesterday or the night before, I showed you guys after Elon Musk just put a chip in a human brain. Like we're way beyond where any of us grew up in this world, and whichever generation, the 70s, the 80s, the 90s, or just like those worlds don't exist anymore. From what we're about to see and go through, Great Tribulation and AI apocalypse and Project Bluebeam, and yeah, there's a lot to experience, and I feel like everything is ready and set now for that to happen. So I think that's about it. You know, there's not much to show and go over. You just have to be able to see it, and I know that it's it's definitely satanic. It's not biblical. It doesn't go along with the word of Christ and God. We know this from Deuteronomy 22:5, and men should not wear women's garments, and a woman should not wear that which pertaineth to a man, right? So there's so many to do from all of them. Whoever's big and push now, all of them. And I think it's about time everyone starts to see and realize um it's everywhere. And I'm sorry if you haven't been able to see it yet, or question anything, or wonder why they're all pro LGBT and pushing this narrative. And as you see in that video, there was so much like witchcraft symbolism, a point in a circle, right? And I'm guessing that video, I think I saw it had like 3.3 billion views. These people aren't messing around. If they want to get something done, they're getting it done. And that's how they're doing it. With your Taylor Swift and your Super Bowl, they got everything covered. Everything covered. Especially in America, there's no escaping it, right? So if there's anyone here that has any questions, or is just in a shock, or is just finally realizing, or has any suspicions of any other men or women, I can help you and show you all how to look for the signs. Just the science, basically the science that they don't teach us in school, especially when it comes to male and female. They just teach us our sexual organs and what they do. That's it. And women give birth. They don't tell us exactly how our skeletons are different, and why women's are wider, and how to look. None of that. I didn't learn none of that in school. Yeah, Ruth saying this is the great deception. Stay close to Jesus. Yes. So many great deceptions from the realm of our world, and NASA and space, and to, yeah, we're in Sodom and Gomorrah, just as it was in the days of Noah, right? So what did we go over today? So BitChute, Mr. E, he does these transvestigations, they're called. So unbelievable. And he was one of the first people I found that helped me learn to see it for what it is, and I couldn't believe it. You know what I mean? And I just let everything go. You can't go back to the world once you see how evil it is. Just like that meme that everyone keeps seeing with the movie with the glasses, and he takes them on. They knew, or something like that. Once you take them off or put them on, and you can see what everything is. Yeah. There's no pretending, right? I can't see how anyone would want to pretend that it's not real after knowing right? But I'm sure there's people that are fighting to not see it because they don't want to see, because they don't want to have to be able to pretend that it's not real. But that's not me. Okay, so it's all of them. But right now, Taylor Swift, it's going to be another week, and the Super Bowl, everything is constant. Like, good thing I don't listen to radio and TV, because this stuff doesn't really get into my world, right? So, but yeah, you see it on social media, scrolling through, it's everywhere. So again, I'm gonna be trying to, in the safest way possible for YouTube, because this is just the biggest red flag. I'm looking forward to ending this video and seeing if what they do with this video, right? If they approve it to stay on. So hopefully everything's good. I didn't really do anything too dangerous. So yeah, get ready. I just wanted to come on. I didn't want to have to talk about Taylor Swift, but if it was anything to do with Taylor Swift, it would definitely be to tell every single one of you that Taylor Swift was born a boy, born into a satanic cult, most likely a genetic connection, clone, replica of the founding father of the Church of Satan's daughter, Zena LeVay, and who currently is a musician. So obviously that's her passion, to be a famous musician, and thought, well, if I can't do it, I'll clone myself and have my clone do it. Unbelievable stuff, right? Yeah, even Christians can be deceived if not careful, even myself. So I'm trying to be as careful as I can and make sure I can wake up many. So if for any reason I have a bad day and I slip up, someone will be there to remind me and help me and show me the way, is the way I'm showing you now. So yeah, it's not easy doing this, because right now we're in a world where this kind of truth is nowhere, right? It's very suppressed, it's very censored, it's banned, it's deleted, it's the worst kind of thing to be talking about. No one wants to hear that Taylor Swift is a drag queen, right? A lot of people don't want to hear it. She's like everyone's favorite right now. Yeah, it won't be easy. So yeah, hopefully I've shown some good stuff here. I don't want to drag it on and going through more pictures and footage. Taylor Swift has an Adam's apple. Just go back to younger pictures, because there's a process of how they do this transition, right? So if they're born into this cult, they do it instantly. That little boy, they grow the hair long, and it's long. They don't cut it and raise it as a boy, right? Even though they give it unisex names, because they want to empower both, right? The two sexes. That's like Mr. E said, they look at the fall of man as the separation of the unity between man and woman, Adam and Eve. So when God separated Adam and Eve, that's when they fell. So they believe, whatever satanic reason, is just so weird talking about it, because it's so backward, it's so upside down, how they could go against the word of God and think that combining the two again and uniting Adam with the rib that God took, or whatever they want to call it, and having both man and woman together in one body is supposedly the way, which is ridiculous, right? The Bible says it many times that we're separate, male and female. Do not dress or be a sodomite, which is why the earth was flooded, because of this very cult that thinks that they can do backward things. God keeps saying no. They did it again with Sodom and Gomorrah. They keep pushing it and testing it. And now we're here. And this is the third strike. It's going to be the complete end of the world, right? So, biblical end of days. So that's how they do it. So again, they grow the hair long, they dress the little boy in girls' clothes and pink, and put makeup on and give it dolls, right? And then when it gets to a certain age, just before puberty, they start the drugs. So they put puberty blockers onto the Taylor, right? And start giving it hormones and estrogen pills and injections, right? To feminize it. And then that's it. Puberty gets blocked and suppressed. And then, the hormones kick in, and the estrogen starts to get a feminized voice, and then gets older and becomes an adult. starts getting picked up by Hollywood and all these satanic executives, then starts getting money and a contract with the devil, and then gets sent to the surgeons to do all the surgeries. And okay, you got to shave this down, you got to shave the jaw down, it's too big, get rid of the Adam's apple, brow ridge, we'll give you the FFS, facial feminization surgery, right? They all go through it. That's why they all have that Kim Kardashian look, and it's just fake, right? Like an alien. Okay, so Maranatha, thank you, Ruth Balanga. So yeah, a lot of drugs, a lot of surgery involved, so it's very, it's not natural. If you have to take drugs and stop natural process of everything by stopping puberty first, and then you already know you're doing something wrong. That's against human nature. So everything they do is going against nature, which is why when they get to certain ages, they just can't hide it anymore, right? Which is why they will fake their deaths or drown or drug overdose or some bizarre, crazy stunt accident that millionaires that have access to everything shouldn't be involved in, right? That you expect regular people to get involved in, but we don't. It just doesn't happen. Only to them, right? So okay, so I got a few more shows lined up. Again, we'll be, I don't want to have to, but if I have some decodes, there's going to be some really good decodes to do with San Francisco, the Chiefs, Taylor, all of that business, right? I'm just going to quickly see what I had ready. So yeah, Vision Pro again. We got the Super Bowl, Taylor Swift. Okay, yeah. Technology, AI. So if you want any, yeah, I don't really show too much, just some skimps, because my channel's still on a couple of warnings. I'm trying to get rid of those warnings so I can really start giving you guys the good stuff and reaching more. So it helps if you're subscribed, if you like the video, and you know, you don't have to, but if you feel you could share it, maybe not this one, but share a different one, right? So you know what I mean? Just help the algorithm out a bit, and once it gets going, we'll be booming again, right? So yeah, 47 minutes. I'm gonna just leave it at that with the Tay Swift, right? So there's so much to go over, but I need to do it bit by bit. I can't do it all in one video, because then that will be the end of this channel, right? No joke. I could show you the proof. So let me just move that off the screen. Decodes, Fallen Angel, technology. Yeah. So I'm going to be coming off. Thank you for joining me tonight. Like I said, I'll be coming back on probably tomorrow night. I'm actually going to be speaking with someone in Sweden. So that's going to be interesting to check out. I got to message him as soon as I get off and double check, see if I can do this tomorrow or over the weekend. So there's a lot coming up. Like I said, get onto the channels. I'm banned on Instagram. So one more week, February 8th. So I'll be streaming to Instagram. That should help a lot. I got so many followers there that I just can't get to because of all the censorship and the bans. So once that one more week of this ban is up, we'll be good to go again. So thank you so much for hanging in there with the resistance. Things are heating up this year. Yeah, everything's lining up. Next year is 2025. So there's your 225, and in reverse is your 522, which is birthday, birthing. Let's get into it. Let's see what birthday is. So birthday in Sumerian, as you see here, is 522. Do I have that on the screen? No, I don't. Here, check it out. So if you look for the Sumerian, you'll see it. It's 522. So birthday is Birthing, I believe, is 522 as well. Birth date. Wow. So birthday, birthing, and birth date all equal 522, which is next year's numbers. So they're giving birth to something yet again. It's the constant birthing rituals, which we've been going over since Astro World, rebirthing fallen angel demon spirits into the world. Then after that happened, they did the CERN birthing ritual. So they used CERN again to impregnate whatever these demons are, fallen angels, into our space and time through the internet, through computing, which is why AI has now totally gone out of whack and is so advanced now. It's doing some crazy things, and before you know it, it's going to start reaching all of you. You may not have AI that affects your life right now, but it's about to affect every single person on this earth. So yeah, they're birthing Lewis Hamilton, like I said, so irrelevant, but it's very relevant because he is very connected to the 522 birthing number. And now today he announced he's leaving his beloved Mercedes to go to Ferrari for next year, the birthing year. So much to go over. So Katie says, good work. We know all of this, but great to spread the truth. Yeah. Katie, a longtime crusader, very aware of a lot of this stuff I've gone over before. So if you're new to the channel, subscribe. Go back a couple of years. There's a lot of great lives, a lot of great videos. You'll see everything, right? And you'll be like Katie. You'll know all of this too, right? So that's what we want. We want everyone to know all this and live their best life and not to worry about anything and just prepare and be patient and know that the best is yet to come. It's a lot of death hoax. Yeah, a lot of the death hoaxes, a lot of faking deaths and changing characters because they're androgynous. So part of their rituals to become like really divine is to live a life in this world as both sexes. So as you see publicly, one of them did it recently. One of them Hollywood actors or actresses, Ellen Page became Elliot Page. So they've been doing that for centuries, right? But now that because we're in the end times, they're doing it more open now because all their rituals with Taylor Swift doing all her LGBT videos with all drag queens, right? And making the Christians look like trailer trash with their Adam and Eve, not Adam and Steve sign. Like, yeah, it's nothing like that. But that's how they attack and mock Christians always. They couldn't just leave it alone because they know what they're doing is complete blasphemous against God and is a war against Jesus. All right, so it's been wonderful being here tonight. Getting the hang of coming on again. I'm looking forward to being back on the regular. It's looking and feeling good. Apologize for my voice again. I'm just very anxious. The anxiety, all of this, just the excitement, right? I just want it all to happen. So God bless everyone. Give me a message. All my socials are up on the screen right up here. So check them out. All of this information and more is on there. So many decodes, so many videos because I edit and produce a lot of videos and just post them, right? So I never went live for a whole year, but I'm back now because I find it's very effective, and a lot of people have asked me to come back because they miss this one-on-one teaching, learning, sharing, right? Just getting together, making friends with everyone. So, all right, I'll let you all get to it. Have yourselves a wonderful night or day wherever you are in the world, and I'll be back soon. So God bless everyone and take care.